Welcome back, crypto degens and sports gamblers. My name is Mike, this is Crypto Warehouse, and as promised a few days ago, we're going to start our BC.Game review in July with an overview of what BC.Game is. We're not just going to look at the games you can play, that's not important to us in this video. We're going to go through who they are, how they were started. We're going to go through some of the pros and cons of BC.Game and hopefully give you a very fair and balanced view of the project. Now, this isn't a new company. BC.Game have been around for a while, so we're going to go through the background of them a little bit in this video as well. As always, make sure to follow BC.Game, make sure to follow Crypto Warehouse. We will leave a link in the description below. Now let's get into it. Who are BC.Game? Well, BC.Game is a crypto-focused online gambling platform launched about 8 years ago in 2017, operated by 2 Cent Technology Limited. It's a one-stop shop for casinos, sports betting, even unique crypto-based games like Crash and Plinko. Over 8,000 games and support for over 150 different cryptocurrencies. Now, this might look confusing at first glance, but on the left-hand side is a really simple to understand menu. We'll go through that in a minute. BC.Game has built a massive following of millions worldwide. Now, whether you're a slot spinner, a blackjack pro, or a sports bettor, there's something here for everyone. So then, what does BC.Game actually do? Well, it's a combination. It's a crypto casino, and it's a sportsbook rolled into one. There are over 6,000 slots and 450 live dealer tables for poker, roulette, etc. Now, my personal favourite is, of course, sports betting. If you're a sports fan, you can bet on 40 plus different sports, from football, cricket, rugby, all the way through to esports. The odds are fair and evenly spread, and there is even live streaming for major events like you see on any other gaming platform. They also offer BC Originals. These are fair games where you can verify the randomness yourself using, of course, the blockchain. The platform supports instant crypto deposits and withdrawals with no minimum limits, and even lets you swap cryptocurrency directly within the site with BC Swap. Plus, they have a VIP program reward, as you can see on the screen here. This gives you additional bonuses, free spins, and cashback as you level up. It's fast and fun and packed with options. Now, that's a very simplistic way of looking at BC.Game. But now let's look at some pros and some cons of the platform, because most platforms offer similar style products. But what makes BC.Game unique? Well, first of all, we've talked about the massive variety already, but there are games in every genre and every niche for you to play. Now, my favourite reason for using BC.Game is, of course, it's crypto friendly. I have spent 20 years in this industry. I live in a location where there are lots of gaming companies, the majority of which are not crypto friendly, and that for me is the big one. 150 cryptocurrencies you can trade within BC.Game using BC Swap. That for me is the killer. Thirdly, you've got the bonuses. The bonuses are higher than average, but we'll get onto that in a minute. You also get free daily spins and free crypto rewards. Today, I won BNB. Tomorrow, I might win Ethereum. And as with all gambling and sports betting, there is, of course, an app. We don't need to talk about that. What we do need to talk about, however, is the online verification of the games. As I mentioned a second ago, you can verify some of your games that operate through the blockchain. This ensures not only fair outcomes, but you can check yourself and see if the game was fair. Another massive plus for me. Now, no platform is without its problems. Let me make that very clear. This is a fair and balanced review of BC.Game. I'm not going to sit here and blow smoke out of its backside. That's not what Crypto Warehouse does. First of all, And most importantly, this is not available in certain countries. You are not able to play this in the countries that are on the screen now. Now that is a hindrance. If you happen to be in the UK or America, you can't play BC Game, and that is a problem. And that is one of the downsides of a lot of gaming sites. That would have been the downside of other gaming sites that I would have covered as well. The learning curve of some of the games is probably going to be too much for beginners, but that is why they offer so many different varieties. It can look daunting, but spending 5 or 15 minutes going around the site and you will find your way eventually. But there is a learning curve for beginners. And finally, again, before we get on to the conclusion, gamble responsibly, bet responsibly. We're all degens in crypto. We all ape into the latest meme coin. We all ape into the latest project. But do so responsibly, not just in BC Game, but in crypto in general. You're never going to be guaranteed to win at anything. Everything carries a risk. Now, what I'm going to try and do in the next video is highlight an area of the site that I am a fan of, and that happens to be football, or if you're American, soccer. I'm going to take a look at the football angle on this, have a look at what options are available to you for betting on football matches. We've got the Club World Cup at the minute. We're going to have the start of the new Premier League season in a matter of 4 or 5 weeks, and that's my next step. I'm going to go and have a look at how to actually place bets on BC Game and hopefully give you an idea of how easy it is. And before the conclusion, one last thing is, of course, the welcome bonus. I will leave you my link down below. If you take advantage of my link and you get your welcome bonus, we will both win from you joining BC Game. So there we have it, BC Game in a nutshell. Overall then, what's my first impressions of BC Game? Well, I think in this instance, the pros of using BC Game outweigh the cons. The project is very simple to understand. The website is nice and clean. I like the dark mode. The partnerships they have are with some of the biggest personalities in the world. That adds some credence to BC Game. Having been around for 8 years as well, they are no newcomer to this space. Being involved in crypto for so long, it's nice to see such an easy way to deposit your funds and withdraw them to your wallets as well. So for me, BC Game gets a big tick. And if you pardon the pun, I think you should check them out and give them a spin. That's all from me, Mike at Crypto Warehouse. Until the next video, you have been great. I have been Mike. Adios.